What up traders, what up investors, Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and we are currently looking at NIO stock, kind of doing something a little bit differently. We're not going to be looking directly at the options change, we're going to be looking at the time and sales of the stock of NIO. So the stock's trading around 12.14, 12.15 right now. We're looking at to kind of see it hold the 21 here, which is the yellow line here, and looking for a potential break here. Again, breakout would be initially above like a 12, around 12.30 to 12.25. If that can really close and break above that level, would be fantastic on the daily side. So if again, I can kind of slide this over here. So this is kind of something I haven't used very often. This is the time and sale stuff. This would be more or less kind of looking at what is actually being traded here. So within Thinkorswim, I think it only holds it for 10 minutes. So whatever the current time is, it only goes 10 minutes in the past. So I had to take a couple screenshots here. I can kind of show you this one here where we saw some pretty large orders coming in. So I'm really looking for really large orders coming through between like 9 or right when the market opens up around 9:30 to like 10:30. And that's where you're going to see a lot of the volatility, and especially we'll do it again around 3 o'clock and kind of seeing how that plays out. We actually had one that was like 65,000 shares as well, which I didn't get a screenshot of that puppy though. But that being said, we're seeing a lot of green kind of coming in here with NIO, which is a great sign. Again, the most volatile times within any stock is between 9:30 to 10:30, and then again around 3 to 4. So if we can see some more green coming in throughout the day, and especially from 3 to 4 on NIO, we could see a nice little break here. So this is again something a little bit different that we're kind of trying to understand and look at, trying to actually take this data and export it somehow and start to kind of build a program that kind of help me see some really cool trends on a lot of volume coming in the first 30 minutes to an hour, and some very particular stocks that I kind of refine. But that's more to come some other time, where I am currently still working on that. That being said, we can kind of just slide this to the side here and kind of see what is going on here. Actually, let's go ahead and just turn it off. I just want to, there we go. So NIO had a huge run up, no earnings as of right now in the short to intermediate term. Gapped up multiple days here. We are looking at potentially that really topped out here. Again, looking here at the RSI, very strong overbought here. Kind of had to correct again with the overall NASDAQ, and a lot of the tech sectors really kind of took it down. And then on top of Tesla's earnings not being fantastic, and the earnings were fantastic, but the expectations weren't met for some investors, and that FOMO really kind of died off. Kind of had to sell off most of that. But the 21 has been holding for NIO for quite some time. This is actually pretty significant. We like to see this pattern on once it kind of goes to a tippy top and it starts coming down. And if it can hold and build a base here for the next week or so, we could be seeing a nice little takeoff. We're seeing a kind of a try here already, trying to break above that. Okay, hit that 1230 now. Price target that we initially were looking at. So we can kind of do a very basic Fibonacci retracement here from the previous swing high to low. Key levels would be kind of break as be around 1350. Really want to see it above 14, so we're just going to put that alert there above $14.12. That's going to be the 618 from the previous high to low. Really needs to break above that 1350 level though. It's going to be the first line of overhead resistance. That's where it kind of previously topped out there. Again, previously topped out there, and it was the previous swing high to low 50% retracement. So we have two circumstances that could cause it to stall or potentially linger around that level. And again, looking at the charts again, volume oscillator on the daily side has kind of been flat. It's on the negative territory, but we really need to see this potentially start curling up again with momentum and that kind of volume oscillator going down. Nothing to really write home about. RSI is trying to peak up here. It's kind of in a very, it's in lukewarm water. It's kind of in the middle. Nothing to really write home about there. So we can kind of go look at a larger time frame on like a weekly side. Again, this whole trend of EV market, cars, electronic cars and things like that, especially in China being one of the larger markets, has really just taken off. We can kind of see here, particular on the weekly side, we could be seeing again, huge move up and then kind of potentially just trading sideways for a little bit to see how this plays out. A break below 1151 $11.51, really down to $10.18 would be, again, nothing unreasonable, but again, we're up nearly 5% today, and it's been looking like it's wanting to potentially just trade in this range and kind of build a base for the next move higher. Another chart I wanted to look at was this one right here. So this is the standard deviations that I always look at. So the yellow line is basically the moving average or exponential moving average for the 21. That's the same thing here with the white line, but it's more the simple 21 simple. So basically between these two lines, you have the green one, which is the standard deviation 1, the purple standard deviation 2, red is standard deviation 3. Normally, when a stock breaks out above the standard deviation 3, it has to have a lot of fuel, it has to have a lot of momentum. As you can see here, down here on the volume, you can also see that it was printing a lot of volume coming in. So this little line down here is basically what the average is for the past 50 days, and those days that it really went out of that standard deviation channel, we're talking it was easily 5 to 10, even 20 times, or maybe 10 times on this day on the amount of volume that it normally will see. You can kind of see here now is kind of lingering around the 21, where we're talking about that exponential moving average. Basically, in the middle of the field, the kind of really not there. There isn't much volume coming in. That's again really shown by the squeeze as well, the TTM squeeze here. This overall average volume really needs to peak up if we want to start breaking out to some higher levels. Again, really trying to target that $13.50 to $14 there. Nice little trade if that all works out. Again, that's not going to be nothing too crazy. We start seeing it break below the 21, which is around, again, that $11.50. We could see some potential downsides, so we can go ahead and look at the downsides for NIO. So what we're going to do here is a great little one that we use is the Fibonacci extensions here. So the previous swing high, too low, and then the previous high. We're going to start seeing some key levels. So really strong support, like we talked about, it was around 1050. That's again significantly on the daily and weekly, which was the 10 moving average of a momentum stock on the weekly side is pretty significant amount. So you're looking here on the 10, we're basically talking around 1025. This is around 1050-ish. Again, this kind of lines up with the 618 as well. But on the daily side, that 34 lines up pretty well with the 618 as well. That could be the overall trend. So if you're looking for a daily chart, you're looking for swing trading, you're holding it for more than a couple days and even a weeks, you're going to be really looking at the 21 and 34. So those are going to be your key levels on potentially if this trend can hold. If you're doing longer dated, more than a couple weeks, you're going to start looking around the 50-day, which is this red one here, around $8.20. But now with NIO kind of trading between the 21 and 34, which is kind of my wheelhouse, I kind of like to see this potentially go higher to that $14 level if things can kind of come in, especially with some more volume. Volume is really going to be the key with this stock. It's going to be kind of trading in this very tight range. I mean, it was well overextended, honestly, because again, when we go to the standard deviation here, really blew out. Normally, if something really blows out this much, it has to kind of come back, regain some of their confidence, take a break, re-energize, all that kind of stuff. That 21 and 34 usually help with that. Really starts consolidating. We would like to see a base kind of build up here. Again, anything can happen. This thing can jump up to $16 if it wants again. But looking at the chart, it's really looking forward to kind of hold this pattern, especially the 21. If you're more on the bullish side, you're going to be really kind of waiting for this pattern to kind of work its way out. If you're going to be more on the bearish side, you really want to see it start breaking below that $11.50, potentially coming down to that $10.42, $10.50 level range, and potentially can go lower again. With the overall market, it's going to be tied to a lot of different various ETFs, and of course on the coattails of other pretty large markets going to be earnings reports coming out this week as well that could really just shake up the market. And that, again, if the market and the tide go out, we could see some selling coming through. But really key levels here, we start seeing some really high volume coming in, so more than 135 million shares traded on a given day. That's going to be pretty significant levels to start looking for some potentially bottoming pattern or a potential position to get up to $14, $12, $14, $15 there. So hopefully this was educational and you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it down below. If you want to get more robust statements and looking at some more charts and more ability to ask questions, you can definitely join the Patreon page. We also have a Discord chat you can join as well, and I hopefully see you on the next live stream. We're going to be trying to doing a live stream today for AMD at 3 o'clock. Hope to see you there. Again, guys, this is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor. I'll catch you guys in the